Okay. So you could take it 20 different directions. I'll use the analogy that I told my son, and I said this on the live, not that long ago. Imagine the total financial system as a pyramid, but it's inverted. So it's parked on the tip and then goes up, and the big base is at the top. The big base at the top is the derivatives market. It's quadrillions of dollars in notional value. And it's all predicated on this amount of treasuries that are down here at the bottom, which are U.S. treasuries or tier 1 collateral, and gold. If you knew that this piece was going to get kicked out of the pyramid or crumble or have problems, you would need to slide something in underneath it in order to be able to stabilize it. And that's what they've done by effectively tokenizing treasuries and settling them on the XRPL, is that's the Trojan horse. Now XRP is sit underneath treasuries in order to be able to stabilize the market over the long term and be the new tier 1 collateral. If you look at Ondo, you can look at their presentation from earlier this year in April. The two marketplaces that they currently sell their treasuries on both settle on the XRPL. And like I said before, for the life of me, I could not figure out why they tokenized treasuries first. I'm like, that's the most liquid market in the world. You don't need fractionalization with treasury. Like, what possible reason would you tokenize that first? That's it. It's so that they could slide XRP in underneath that to be able to stabilize this stuff. And in order to be able to offset the debt globally, you need something to reprice, right? A lot of people like Jim Rickards and many other smart people have talked about repricing gold to $50,000 a piece and these super high valuations. There's not enough gold. There's too much money floating around at this point with M2 money supply to be able to back it with the amount of gold that we have and keep it at a reasonable price. So they need something else, and that is what XRP is. It is something that sits on the balance sheets, either in the background or on the software side of these businesses on their balance sheets, or they have options contracts with Ripple. And when all this goes down, they'll execute those or disclose that on their balance sheet, and that will then become a significantly higher valuation on their balance sheet in order to be able to offset the debt. They have to have a way to be able to restructure the debt and reprice things. And this is the mechanism by which they're going to do that, in my opinion. So for that to happen, when that happens, XRP will have to be a very high price.